This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime. There's nothing sweeter than baking cookies during the holidays. With Prime, I get all my ingredients delivered right to my door, fast and free, no last-minute store trips needed. And of course, I blast my favorite holiday playlist on Amazon Music. It's the ultimate soundtrack for creating unforgettable memories. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into.
70,000 people are here, and Bob Dylan is the reason for it.
Inspired by the true story.
If anyone is going to hold your attention on a stage, you have to kind of be a freak.
Are you a freak?
Hope so.
And starring Timothée Chalamet as Bob Dylan. He defied everyone.
Turn it down!
Play loud!
To change everything.
Make some noise, BD.
Timothée Chalamet, Edward Norton, Elle Fanning, Monica Barbaro. A complete unknown. Only in theaters Christmas Day. Rated R. Under 17, not admitted without parent.
Hello, you're listening to 101 Part-Time Jobs with me, Giles Bidder. It's where we hear from musicians and artists about all the different types of work that goes into doing what they do. And on today's episode, we have Nilüfer Yanya. Plastered across these end-of-year lists that are coming out, My Method Actor is a full length that came out this year, followed by a remix EP. It's got such a weight to this. It's got such a range of sounds and feelings. If you haven't heard it already, highly recommend going to check out My Method Actor. And it was good to chat with her. I spoke with her at Soho Radio downstairs. Thanks Soho Radio for having us. This is my chat with Nilüfer Yanya here on 101 Part-Time Jobs. If you enjoy this episode, make sure you click subscribe. We put out 2 episodes every week with bands and artists who we think are great, and I think you will too. We'd love to have you along for it. Cheers! 101 Part-Time Jobs.
Yeah, I would say so vague, but like rhythm's definitely one of
It's the hook, isn't it?
the biggest things about like writing.
Yeah. On the record, and you know, that 101 Part-Time Jobs, a lot of the jobs is like thinking, okay, how do we make this record special? How do we make a record that's the most me or the most you at that time?
Yeah.
And like that's a hell of a thing, right? Because you're probably thinking about it all day long. You're going to bed thinking about it, you're waking up thinking about it. That's a lot of pressure. So to try and like offset that pressure with feeling good, creating good music,
Feeling good, yeah, it's important.
how did you try and put yourself into a good spot to let the good stuff come out?
Well, I feel like I was lucky on this record because I said like I'm not gonna tour, I'm not gonna do like a million other things while making the record, so kind of like no other part-time job in a way, which is perfect.
Because live is where you make money.
Yeah, and you need it, and like there could have been like I could have done like more live stuff last year, but it just feels like then you don't really want to be playing old stuff while you're writing new stuff, and like doesn't really. The problem with me, I find it hard to like focus. Kind of what you were saying. How do you like get the best out of yourself? So it's like, yeah, if I can like stop one thing and just focus on the other thing and just have it as the full-time job, then
because otherwise you're kind of going between two minds, right?
Yeah, and there's just not enough like time. You'll just run out of time, and then you'll be like, why did I do this just to make like some money? Like doesn't really make any sense. Like I think me and Will produced and wrote the album with me. We decided we weren't going to work with anybody else, so that was like a big like key component from the start as well. Like a kind of, we didn't have too many other like determining factors about how to make the album, but by cutting off like everything else, kind of in your own bubble. And then it's like almost at times it felt like you're always bluffing to people, like, oh yeah, this is going really well, because we didn't want to play it to anyone, and we knew you have to have confidence in what you're doing, so we didn't want to like have to okay things with people, or like people be saying, oh, I think this is going to be the single, this one, or yeah, write more songs like this. Like you don't want to hear that when you're really like focusing. So
and things evolve, right?
And things evolve, and they're always changing, and like you change your mind as well. So we kind of wanted to have that freedom and like alone time almost to like just fully tap into what we thought was good. But yeah, it's funny because you're always like, oh yeah, it's going really well, yeah, it's great. But you have no idea like how it's going to turn out completely until the end.
And so everyone's been there. They ask a friend, you're at the pub, you're like, how's work going? How's the new baby? How's the
album?
It's going really good.
It's going really good, yeah. But I was going to say, it's almost like it's not real at some points, which is nice.
And it exists in your brain.
Exists in your brain, and only exists when you're listening to it, or like listening to a demo, or like writing some random lyrics.
Yeah. Your imagination's so powerful.
Yeah.
It's so powerful. I feel like as an adult, that's something I think about a lot. I'm like, careful what you think about.
Do you think it's weaker though as an adult, like your imagination a little stronger?
I feel I can be more vulnerable. Yeah, I think probably less of myself now than I probably did ever before, which is ridiculous because I've done more in my life now than I ever did before. And I think that's probably something that we all have in to
so
an
you're
extent.
saying it's like can be stronger.
Yeah, like the doubts,
like
the self-doubts.
Mm.
But maybe that can be a good thing because you live in more like of a real world. I've always been very positive. I'm like, let's do this, let's do that. It's a mad idea, but let's do it. It might work.
Yeah.
Whereas I think I still got a bit of that, but I have like
Jaded.
the real, the reality.
Yeah, maybe you're learning that as you go along. Like.
Yeah. Have you found that like being an artist, because a lot of people around you are going to be telling you, you're the best. Because that's what elevates the project.
Yeah.
Of course, everyone knows they can always get better.
Yeah.
What's been your like story, your journey with that?
I think, it's an interesting one. It's like, I think what you were saying about imagination, it's like when you're younger, it's like where did I get the audacity to think that I was actually going to be any good, or like, but I really just thought, even though I'd probably only written like 10 songs, like I thought they were really good. 10
songs is a lot of songs when you're young.
Do you know what I mean? It's like you think, oh, these are actually really good. Yeah, I can do this
because they exist. But
I can definitely make this my job. Yeah.
But the irony of it is that
and everyone's sorry.
No, you go.
No, you go.
There's the naivety of that kind of like you don't know where that confidence comes from. You need that to get good.
It. And meanwhile, everyone's giving you a kind of concerned look. Like, you sure you're gonna not go to uni and just do this like random music thing, like music course? They're like, okay, what's your plan B? And because you can't really sing that well. That's what they want to say.
It felt like that. When you did the music course.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, this is no plan B. I'm going to try this.
I guess, yeah, that time it was pretty laid back. It was like 3 days a week or something. So I was doing a part-time job, doing that 3 days a week. And I think I was still like 18. So like everyone's like still figuring things out.
Big time.
But I remember some of my friends were like, oh, like nothing in your life is like normal, everything's a bit quirky, like doesn't it stress you out? And I was like, don't know, should it?
Quirky.
Yeah, I remember someone saying to me, it's a bit quirky, like I couldn't handle it.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have to like
I think I just worked in like a random, like it was like a party shop,
okay,
like a fancy dress shop, and it was a bit quirky, to be honest.
Yeah, that is actually quirky.
But it was good because I could like move my hours around, go do a gig, go do like if I needed to change it, so it worked.
Do you know what, even just being in a room where there's like colourful stuff and like funny costumes, that's way better than loads of other shit, like being in the back room of Tesco or something.
Oh yeah, I think my brother worked in Sainsbury's. But like the stock, like what's the warehouse factory stuff, cold.
People can
steel cap shoes.
Oh yeah, that's serious, isn't it? You know, if you've got the steel caps.
Not much fun.
Thankless tasks, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like everyone should work some kind of service job for 6 months, because then you appreciate everything else.
Yeah.
But you were writing songs in that time, and you had that energy, because I mean that's one thing. I mean, I mention it quite a lot on this show because I think it's like a common theme of, as well as that confidence, and call it naive or call it, forward thinking, doesn't really matter, whatever you call it, it's a good energy. But that way of actually saying, I'm going to do something, I'm going to make a project, and I'm going to think about it quite seriously. Like being a teenager and thinking about something that is inherently like fun and creative and colourful and makes you dance, thinking about all of that stuff with a serious framing, like, no, actually, how do I do this? How do I make it work? That's fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah. It is, isn't it? I guess you just don't understand what's going to go into it, though. So, and you're willing to like try and work, but it's funny. I wonder if people, like obviously I do think doing music is like a really good job, but I'm curious to know if I knew what it was really like, would I have still been as excited about it?
Okay, cool.
Probably, because you don't know it, so you're like, oh, it sounds good.
And there's a lot of work. And by the way, I think we should normalize this, normalize that, but normalize talking about hard work. Yeah. Being like, fine, you can complain about something, about doing something that you want to do. Of course you can. Everyone has bad days.
Yeah.
But you can have the good with them. But I think like across that, I feel like the one important thing is to be honest. And say, yeah, that was a bad day. Yeah. That was a bad deal. That was a bad tour. Yeah. You know, actually like say it how it is, because otherwise you start living in like a fake reality, fake world. I think, touring for me, like I do love the good sides of it, and then I really do hate the bad sides of it. So I feel like I'm a bit too real about it, and I feel like I could do with re-glamorizing it a bit in my head to yourself.
And make it more exciting, because it like at the end of the day, like it can be like such a drag. Yeah. But if you know that and you're still like bringing like a positive like energy to it, then it's like you're respecting the fact that people are taking time to come see your shows, and like they're, you know, they actually bought a ticket and they're taking time out of their evening or week or whatever. Like that's so cool. For sure. Some people come to more than one show, so it's like, okay, you're really like supporting like everybody. That's awesome. Like the whole industry, like it's crazy. So I don't ever want to take it for granted and like complain too much, but it's just like it's quite hard, I think, and I don't like I don't know, like I don't know if I want to like tour for the rest of my life, but I think that's fine. I mean, I think there's the question there of like, as an artist, do you owe anyone anything? I guess not. I don't think so. No. And like people can say what they want, but it's not their life. Yeah. It's your life. You got to look after yourself. Yeah. Yeah, I guess like I feel like don't know. I feel like that question like it's fine for me, but I know there's like people like really, really big platforms, really big audiences. It probably feels a bit more intense because they probably start to feel like they do owe people stuff, because it's their whole. It is my whole life and it is my whole world, but it's probably when you've got that even more and you've got like loads of people employed, it's like you do feel like you owe people stuff. But then how do you be healthy about that? No one teaches that. Yeah. No one educates a young musician or an old musician on that. But isn't it the same as like everyone's relationship with everybody? Do like most people are potentially like feel that way when they have a good job that they love? Yeah. They feel like, oh, I can't ever like really leave it, or you know, like I really owe this much to like my boss or like employees or family or friends. You just like healthy boundaries. Yeah. That's a job. Yeah, everybody needs. We've got such a funny relationship with work identity, I feel like, because our parents were probably, you know, in the Thatcher time of like, okay, work really hard and make loads of money, and then keep that money in you and don't put it to the community, keep it for yourself. And you know, a lot of me and my mates, we were brought up like we were lucky. We had countryside and you know, warm houses because our parents were like in the sort of 80s 90s boom, you know, and now we don't have as much money as our parents but we've still got that weird identity thing where, you know, one of the big effects of that, I think, is like, oh, I should be working, I should be doing this, and if you're not working you feel guilty. There's like this whole kind of grind culture. Grind culture, right? Yeah. And you see that online now as well, don't you? Yeah, I think more like slowly it's like becoming more as well. Like again, people want healthy boundaries in their work.
Yeah. I think people should do less.
Yeah.
Fucking do less. Read a book.
Yeah, I think like also what are you contributing it to?
Yeah.
Like it's just like more consuming of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like there was a podcast I was listening to, and this woman was talking about rest as a form of like resistance. Rest is resistance, and like how she has this thing called the nap ministry, and like she literally started it like years ago, even before COVID, and people were just like, she just invited people to like come like lie down and like you basically just take a nap in this like big room, and it's all about like doing less, like not actually trying to have like another side thing that you need to do and another thing that you need to do, another thing that you need to do. It's like, because what is it all for? Like where is that? Yeah, it's
and
a
the simple
weird
answer
thing.
is you're working to make someone else more money.
Yeah, but you also, it's tricky because it's like, everyone's relationship with money is different and everyone's need for what they need is different. So I don't know, but I think it does really make sense when someone says rest is resistance.
Yeah,
that really like, you're like, it's true.
Yeah,
like, instead of rushing around trying to get,
you get good ideas from resting.
Yeah,
you dream about stuff.
Yeah,
you know, and you wake up feeling good, and then you make something good that day, and that does contribute to the culture.
It's true. Like I think is also like, I love that idea of like, I think my mum always said to me, "Oh, you need to be bored to come up with like a good idea." Like, and I think it's true, and I love kind of creating like these like pockets of like boredom in my time. Like when you are trying to write something, like I don't, because everyone needs stimulation, but I actually like a bit of like, oh, nothing's happening, and you have to make up your own idea of fun or like something interesting.
Yeah.
And
that's when I think you can access that point that's really you.
Yeah, exactly.
And it combines everything that you've read or seen, or the things that you find funny, the things you find sad, those real personal experiences that no one's had in exactly the same way as you. And I have a suspicion that is the stuff that makes really special art.
Definitely. I think that's it.
How do you, growing into an adult, you know, coming out of college and, you know, finding your own place, finding your own flat or wherever you're living and making your own routine, I mean, that's something that no one ever teaches you how to do.
Yeah, I'm quite good at, like, I do like having a little routine, like whatever it is, like swimming. I used to be like swimming for ages, and then it was more like gym, and then like yoga or whatever, like or going for a run. Like I do like having at least like some of my day like a bit set up that way, and then being like, okay, now I'm gonna do this, now I'm gonna do that. But
watch TV.
Yeah,
that's a big one.
What?
I like watching TVs. I like it's part of my day.
Yeah. What do you do at the end of the day?
Oh, at the end of the day.
Well, some people watch it in the middle of the day, like as a break.
Yeah, same. That's
a good idea.
Yeah, lunchtime.
Yeah.
Lunchtime watch.
Yeah, I like, or like reading but I'm really bad at like following. If I make like, I don't know. There's just no real, I think, there's no real structure in the job that I do. So you do have to make your own routine, but I find that it's difficult because then you have a routine going for like a week. Yeah. And then it changes because you need to do something else, and then you do something else, and then you do, there's no like, or I feel like there's no actual possibility to have a proper routine because you might have to like, every day is a bit different. Yeah.
Do you feel like part of that's like an age thing? Are you mid-20s?
I'm 29.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think like even then it's like you've been sort of being an adult for 10 years. But 10 years is still not loads of time to...
Yeah, I feel like, 7 years it's been, I don't know why I feel like it's 7 years ago. I feel like 21, you're not really an adult.
No, I mean, I'm
or 22.
I'm not sure at 30 you're an adult.
I think you are a bit though, because then, I don't know, you have to be a bit more responsible for your actions.
I guess it depends if you're married or have a kid or have a mortgage.
True. Yeah, some people get married really young or have babies. Yeah. Yeah.
And have your friends had kids?
Let me think about that. Not just...
Be bad if you missed that one.
Yeah. No, like none of my, but like some, like I think some people like planning to have kids or like, do you know what I mean? So, but no one like friends are friends, but not like my...
Close buds.
because all my close friends like either in my band or
Yeah.
everyone's just like, whoa, like doesn't want to think about it yet.
Yeah. I found that I think there was a point in my life I was like, okay, I can't go to the pub on a Tuesday anymore and like have 5 pints. And that was I think healthy living was like a big part for me of like actually putting that good feeling into making something.
Yeah.
Because you can go down to the pub 7 days a week and be like, yeah, you know,
So
I'm doing something creative. Well, it is so expensive.
I'm not a pub person at all, to be honest.
£7.50 for a pint.
Yeah, I'm a coffee person. I love to
Have you got your...
spend my pennies at the coffee shop.
There you go. Coffees and avocados. That's old news now, avocados. Have you got a good spot? Have you got your favourite coffee spot?
Yeah, I do have a good spot where I live now.
Yeah.
At the moment, yeah.
You don't want to blow up the spot.
Not going to blow it up.
Don't do it. I'll blow up my spot.
It's already getting too busy. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, stop coming in. I've got the waiting room in Deptford.
Okay.
Which is awesome. It's like
that's by the station,
exactly,
right?
yeah. It's quite like a punk.
That is nice there, yeah.
And they do the
nice
bagels. The coffees are nice.
Yeah.
And my fiance works.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you. It's been a few weeks.
Really, only a few weeks.
It's quite an awkward one.
Did you do it at the wedding?
No, I did it up the Greenwich Observatory.
Wow,
which is where I took it for the first
That's
time.
so
she came
cute.
to London. But there was people there. It was busy. And at first she thought I was joking. But it was all good. We had a day of it, and I didn't get her a ring because she said she didn't want one. But that was the first part of what she said. The second part, which I didn't listen to, was, but it would be nice.
But it would be nice.
So after a fairly awkward proposal, we had a good walk around the area, went to the woods and that, and then agreed to go down to the market and get each other rings, and then went back up the hill, and it happened.
Aww.
But that's nice. I mean, but I don't know. I feel like
let's see the ring you chose. Just band.
£10.
Nice.
Yeah, but I feel like it's fun. You know, I never thought that I thought feeling engaged might feel, I don't know, like dogmatic or boring.
It should be fun if you're going to do it, I think.
It should be colourful. It should make you feel like you've got a little superpower or something.
Yeah. Can I ask you, like, it's a bit personal, but like, why get married? Do you think it's like traditional kind of place, or like a romantic kind of place, or like? I
think a bit of both. I do have a bit of tradition in me.
Yeah.
I liked, Hugh Grant films growing up. And also fun. I want to party with Eva.
That's nice.
I want to have a good party.
Yeah.
And 6.5 years it's been. But I mean, that is a good question.
Yeah, because so many people I speak to, they're like, oh, I don't believe in marriage. Or like, that's like people surrounding me. That's what I always hear. So I'm just curious.
No, it's a good question, because I think these things you have to ask yourself as well. And to be honest, and to be even like more honest, I think that when you're engaged, and I think it's good to think like, do I really want this? Because you have to.
I guess it's like an official, not to make you worried, but official trial period.
For sure. No, but it doesn't make me
then you
worried.
can back out before the wedding, but you can't back out after.
But with, I'm sort of patting ourselves on the back here, me and Eva, but we talk about this a lot, and we're like, okay, if we change our minds,
you have to
let's just tell each other.
Yeah.
If you want to go get with someone else, just don't cheat on me. Just tell me. And it's crazy things to talk about out loud, isn't it?
But you got to talk about it. It's
but
like,
you have to,
it's like dying.
I mean, the thing that's scary about death is like the accident death.
Yeah, that's so freaky. That makes me really anxious. I have quite a big family as well, so it's like, do you know what I mean? It's like I hate the idea of like construction wood. Yeah, just I hate even because you can't control it, and then obviously it doesn't matter how much you talk about it, nothing would ever prepare you. Yeah. But it's just weird how we live in this world most of the time pretending we're never gonna die.
That exact idea. I thought my mum was going to get into an accident for so long in my life, and the way it came out is I'd have like, I guess what you describe as OCD traits, like switching off the light 3 times and all of that stuff.
Checking something.
I mean that actually, I would go as far as to say that sort of ruined my life for about 10 years. Yeah, I was doing that every night. I was getting, if I was going into a room or out of a room, or getting on a train, or getting to the top stair of a staircase, depending which foot I would land on, if it was left foot it was bad, or if it was right foot it was bad. I mean, I've forgotten that.
Why do you think it was like
lack of control?
So like, was it like reminding you that you're in the real world kind of thing?
I was trying to be in control.
Yeah.
I was trying to kid myself because you're not in control.
No.
You can't help it if a family member gets in an accident,
No.
or if your partner cheats on you, or these things that like keep you, really can like screw you up. Yeah, that was a big one. And I mean, because no one really has control. How do you deal with it?
Control.
The lack of.
I definitely. Yeah, probably. Yeah, like tidying, like cleaning.
Yeah.
I'm a bit one of like, not like, people might be surprised, but cause I don't know, musicians are like messy, or I don't know. My mum thinks I'm messy, but in my head it's like, yeah, obviously things can get untidy and messy, but I do like generally, like if something is messy when I really don't want it to be, it's like very stressful, and I don't know why.
That's
because some people can be more chill about things, so I'm just like, I have to tidy everything up before I can think about working in this room today. I have to clean the whole house before I'm going to write this email.
Really?
It's like, so silly, and it is procrastination, but it's also like taking care of things. Like
taking care of it, and I think
that's how I justify it.
Well, there's that thing where if you make your bed, you're treating yourself, and so you're more likely to treat yourself later that day. I just heard that the other day, by the way. Someone said
I didn't think about that. It's just, you need to make your bed, like, right? It's like, yeah.
But do you need to? You don't need to, but it makes you feel better.
It was better to let the sheets breathe, isn't it?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Stinky sheets. That reminds me, I've got to wash them. There's a difference of sound between Painless and My Method Actor.
Yeah.
And the second album got you quite a lot of attention. That was the first time I would really read about you.
Cool.
Or like lots of other people, or like, just the web stuff, sometimes, when people find out about, it's like the wave, right?
Yeah.
You have the wave of an artist. And then this third album is slightly different direction.
You reckon? Yeah.
And it is like quite brave. Don't want to sound condescending or something, but it is like, that's a brave thing to do, to be like, okay, that was cool and that's a moment in time, but what are we doing next?
I have no like understanding of what it sounds like now. Do you know what I mean? So it's nice to hear those things.
Yeah.
I'm just like
Does it feel like you're writing about similar, or from a similar kind of place in your gut?
Similar place. I think I understood, like I had learned some key things on making Painless, and then kind of applied them in the same way to this album, but in a more like relaxed way, but also more comfortable way. And then you feel like it's a bit more, it does feel, to me it feels a bit more expansive, and like less like hiding.
Right. No, you can say that.
Such bad words to use for music, sense. But
talk about music is always going to be difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
Boom chish. Do you remember any particular moments when you were with Will and you were just having fun playing with sound and laughing, or like all going crazy, going mad? Yeah, around the bend.
We went mad, especially when we do vocals. It just there's some horrible outtakes of me. I'm gonna put it that way.
But is it like fun because you're just letting yourself be yourself and try?
Sometimes it's not fun. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes like recording stuff, sometimes I don't find it, like writing is fun. Sometimes it's not as fun as you think it would be, but recording, because you want to get it right, it's quite scary. So like obviously like, and then there's not many times where I'll be in like a proper professional studio, because we're normally working in like a small studio, or just like like more laid back kind of setup, like so like when you do go into like a proper studio that someone's built, like live room, blah blah blah, you're like, oh, like I don't actually know like what to do, like everything feels different, so you have to try and recreate the more relaxed feel. So it takes a while to get into it, and then you're like, oh my god, I'm not even any good at like singing. You listen back to things, you're like, sounds different when we record in the other room, like
in the bedroom or the living room. I
mean, Will has like a studio that he shares as well, but it's like you just get used to being in one place, and you hearing it through these certain headphones, or so there's not actually much experience like being in like a proper studio. But do you need to be in an expensive studio? Sometimes you don't. I think some of the stuff we actually re-recorded in the end because it sounded weird. You went to the big studio, recorded it there. We used most of those, and then like some songs which was like, this is sounding strange, let's just redo it now. I think right now when there's stuff coming out like McGee or
who's that amazing guitar player? Oh, I've forgotten his name, but he did loads of collaborations, or just these guitar players where when you listen to it, you feel like you are in their bedroom.
Yeah.
You feel like you're at their house.
Yeah.
And it might be well because they recorded it somewhere that's so comfortable and personal.
You definitely don't need a big studio, or you don't need like a proper studio, but for getting like drums and like some things, like you want to like at least try.
Get like a dry sound or something.
And you're like, the album like deserves, you know, to be to try and do it properly.
Yeah.
But
do you remember
we didn't use again like most of the official, like the new drum takes. Like we only used it on like one song.
Really?
Yeah. So
hey, it's worth trying.
Good. Like,
I mean, it's worth spending that money and being like, well, we tried it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I think limits also always give you good things. People say that, but I think it's definitely true.
I guess that's one of the things about like the business of it all, is that you're going to spend money trying stuff.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to put it out just because you spend money on it.
No.
That's bad for that's kind of sort of like cutting off your nose to spite your face or something. You know what I mean? It's sort of
I think it
nullifies.
has to be quite bad though for people to be like, no, we're not going to put it out.
But I mean,
the labels will also be like, yeah, don't worry.
But
like,
if it's more of like a bubbling feeling for you, like it's just not.
Yeah.
It's not quite there. It's a millimeter before where I want it to be.
Yeah. But I feel like, yeah.
Do you remember some lyrics or like some stuff you did and you're like, you're glad it didn't make the record? Or the opposite, you're like, oh, that should have actually stayed on. Like goofy shit or stuff when you were having fun.
I don't know. I can't really remember.
It's a blur.
I guess like I think you're always gonna have a little bit of regret, like afterwards, be like, maybe that song shouldn't be on there. But I think what's important, like at the time, is that you don't have any regrets when you're doing it, like you're saying. Yeah. Because I think because if I went back now to the album, probably make it really different to what's out.
Yeah, and that's kind of like not the point, right? The point is that you do it in the moment, leave it behind.
Yeah,
What's the next thing?
Move on. But I'm definitely like really proud of it. I feel like it's my best album.
Yeah.
So
I think so.
Cool.
I think it's wide and it has that breadth.
Yeah.
But somehow kind of more concise.
Yeah.
And more of like a stronger channel of a feeling.
Yeah.
And I think that's an interesting thing about being a musician, writing music, is that you're constantly evolving and there's that kind of growing in public element.
Yeah.
And I guess what would be the dream is that you get better every record.
Yeah.
What's been the hardest moment? What's been the most like, okay, this period of time that you've got through, that you've had to kind of push through, whether it's like creative or external forces?
Honestly, I think touring is like really.
Yeah.
I find it hard. I think because the US one was like always. I mean, thankfully, it's a long tour, but it's hard because we're still not like in a tour bus or like you don't have like it's not as easy. So you still like physically drive. There was like 2 days back to back just driving.
Damn.
I think it's just keeping your like morale high, because you know what you're doing is cool and like you are most time enjoying it. It's just like just tired and like just get kind of grumpy.
Yeah. Everyone knows who's ever been on like a long car journey. It's like, oh my god, how long can a 24-hour be?
Yeah, but honestly, I think this tour was actually really good. Like there wasn't too many low moments for me.
Did you have people coming out, like people from record labels or Pitchfork or
coming out
like to the shows, wanting to hang out, taking you for dinner?
Not so much, but that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Nobody was like buzzing around in the green room.
Yeah.
That's stuff that makes it weird, especially on the big shows where you just want to like have like a good show and a fun show, like New York, LA, or something like that, and then there's like people like making it awkward, making you kind of stressed.
Yeah, you want
like
to celebrate.
You don't actually want that.
You want to celebrate with your band.
Yeah,
hang out
because you guys are all in it together, and it's such a moment in time.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks so much.
Thank you.
I've got one last question, which is work gaffes and fucking up at the workplace.
Right.
Making mistakes at work.
Right.
I feel like everyone's had a few awkward moments where you think, okay, if I get to the end of today, everything's going to be all right.
Yeah. So you mean in music, right?
Well, music and side hustles. Have you got any particular days, particular moments? I was a tour guide once and for these kids in Greenwich, and I lost a few of them on the tube.
Oh my god!
But I found them again, I mean, I did some life drawing modelling,
Yeah.
which was quite fun for like a group of old people in the Devon countryside.
Everyone should probably do that once. Yeah.
I think it's good. Yeah,
Yeah. Let me think.
It's humbling.
Probably did something recently. Yeah, I lost my passport once. That was
Okay.
stressful until like a while ago.
Yeah.
But, like,
you don't really
and then
think
I was
about it.
we were playing on this like festival where it was a cruise, and it almost like me and like Jazzy had been finishing like a tour, but just like two of us. So we flew to meet everybody in Barcelona, and everyone else had come from London. And I lost my passport along the way, and I thought, oh my god, I've really messed it all up because they're not going to let me on the boat.
Yeah.
Luckily I did. They let me on.
They
And
did
I
let
had
you
to,
on,
like,
but you didn't find your passport.
No, I had to like get an emergency one when I got back to the land.
See, that's a bad feeling because you
Yeah.
just feel like you've let yourself down, you let everyone else down.
Yeah,
They're
but it's
not
such an
angry,
easy
they're
thing to
disappointed.
lose.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm surprised people don't lose them more.
And everyone's like, "It's going to teach you a lesson." Yeah, you're never going to. My mom's like, "You got to tie it to your neck," or like, "It's going to teach you. Where's your passport? This is really going to teach you a lesson."
But you're not going to do that.
But it's like how so easy to lose.
So easy to lose it, and actually easy to damage it, which is a problem.
Oh yeah.
Because I went through a stage of having it in my pocket, getting asked for ID'd at pubs and that, and I went to Australia.
What? And they said it was. Yeah,
and
they're
they were
really
like,
strict there.
because there was a little rip in the side. They thought that I'd tampered, some
They're really strict.
untoward action. I was embezzling.
I'm surprised at Australia. I was traveling on a cancelled passport as well for a while because of that. I didn't realise they like cancelled the wrong one and like tried to go to Australia, and we were meant to. I've only been once, right? And it was like so the first time we were going, everyone's at the airport, and then the woman was like, "No, you can't. I can't let you through the check-in because your passport's cancelled." So my whole band went ahead,
Oh my!
and I had to like stay behind. And
This is in
fly-
Australia.
No, London. So everyone's flying to Australia. So everyone flew ahead, and then I had to do. Luckily, we sorted it out somehow. I don't know how they did it, but electronic visa. Like on the other part, it was complicated.
Did you get a flight later that day?
I know the next day because it was Sunday evening.
Oh,
So I had to fly by myself the next day, 24 hours
that is not
alone.
A good day.
That was hard.
Yeah, I
That
can
was really hard.
imagine. A bad day.
But yeah, I'm sure there's more recent things.
Well, there will be more ones.
Yeah.
There's always we've always got
Probably
to look
just
forward
pushing
to.
them back. Yeah.
When I worked at the radio upstairs, I'd always, live radio was a funny. Actually, I didn't make too many mistakes here. The ones I did make a mistake at is I worked at Times Radio and Talk Sport, and my job was putting on the adverts in between shows, and I'd always get the adverts wrong. So it would be like, listen to Nilüfer Yanya on Talk Sport tomorrow, but you wouldn't be on tomorrow. You'd be on in like 3 days' time. So I always fuck that up. But hey, it's life, isn't it?
That is life.
Got to have some humour about it. Yeah. You're tired. Let's get you a coffee.
Yeah. Sorry, been awake. I was awake early today,
Yeah.
4 or something.
And then you try and kind of push it.
I start feeling like an
today.
alien at like, honestly, like 5. I start feeling really weird.
Tiredness is
Yeah.
fucking psychedelic.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
Mm.
You feel absolutely mad.
Yeah.
But go on, let's get you a coffee.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much for the chat.
you. Thanks.
Really good to meet.
You too.
So there was Nilüfer Yanya here on 101 Part-Time Jobs, my method actor, and the subsequent remix EP. It's a world to get into. Some great sounds, great emotions, feelings there. Thanks for being here. Cheers for listening to this episode of 101 Part-Time Jobs. Make sure you click subscribe if you want to hear more. We're running all through Christmas and New Year time. One episode between Christmas and New Year, although generally speaking across the board, we're sticking to 2 episodes every week because I don't know what else to do with myself. Cheers and see you later.
101 Part-Time Jobs is hosted by Giles Bidder and produced by me, Olivia Swash. This has been a Mighty Moon Media production.